What's up guys, Alex here, GuitarForce.com. So today we're going to take a look at a song called Scene by Stone Temple Pilots. This was kindly requested and supported by Vegard, so big thanks goes out to him. The tabs and the backing track are going to be available at GuitarForce.com. This song is in standard tuning, and I'm going to show you the picture of the preset that I was using for the sound. Also, if you'd like to check out the cover playthrough of this song, I'm going to post a link in the description box down below to my other channel where you can check it out. While you are checking out the picture of the preset that I was using for this lesson, I'm going to play you my low E so you can tune up and play along with this lesson. Alright, so without further ado, let's go for the close-up and start this lesson. Okay, so the song starts off with the intro riff, which goes like this. Okay, so what we have here is basically we have a E major chord, but we're gonna add also the flatted fifth, which is gonna be on the G string, 3rd fret. So that's the flatted fifth, and we have a little melody going on here. So we hit the chord first with the flatted fifth, like that, and then we have. So it starts off with the open B string, then we play high E open, back to B open, then G string, which is fretted on the 3rd fret, back to B open, and then we have, so it's 3rd fret to the 1st on the G string, while at the same time just holding that chord. So the lower strings are ringing out and you are playing the little melody here on the upper strings. Now for the last notes, instead of just playing the G string, I mean you can play it, but you know, he would play the whole chord again, so it would be like that. Sometimes he would vary that. Instead of playing just down the whole chord, he would play a reverse rake and closer to the bridge, like that. So, you know, I've seen him do, Dean does that live sometimes, so he would play like that. So that's pretty much the intro riff. One more time. And I forgot to mention, when he plays this second time, he would hit the chord twice, so it would be like that. Okay? So that's the intro riff. Then after that we go into the riff, which is being played during the verses, and it goes like this. Okay, so here we have a rhythmical figure going on again, playing between these E major chord with the flatted fifth and just the standard E major chord. So starts off with 4 hits, 4 16th notes of the chord, the E major chord with the flatted fifth. Then it's followed by 2 low E's palm muted. You can play just the low E, or you know, include the other strings as well, but it's palm muted, you know, like that. So two low E's, palm muted. Then we play just the E major chord again 4 times, 4 16th notes. Again followed by 2 low E's, palm muted, or including the other strings as well. And then we play the E major chord again, but this time 2 times, and again it's followed by 2 low E's, palm muted. So we have this slowly. Okay, so that's the entire riff. It's a figure which goes on and on and on, played continuously throughout the verses. And another thing, just a side note here, sometimes Dean plays a little trick here. So he would play the riff, and then before Scott starts singing, especially in the second verse, you know, he does that sometimes live. He would play a little trick which goes like this. So he would just, you know, he would play the first chord 4 times, and then would include this trick, which is continuous bending up and down the G string on the 3rd fret, and also including the high E and the B strings open. You know, just creating that that trick, that sound, you know, going between these 2 notes on the G string. That's just a side note. You know, on the recording, on the studio version, you don't hear that, but he would do that live. And that's pretty much it for the riff during the verses. Then we go into the chorus, and it goes like this. So here we have again this repetitive figure. So basically what he plays is, he starts off with the G. If we just play using the power chords, it would be G, going to A, then we go to F, to G, and then quickly from G to A slide, and then we go back to the beginning of the riff. But what he does is, he's using the double stops here, major 3rd when he plays the G, so we have 3rd fret on low E and 2nd fret on the A. And you know, he would play this randomly using other strings as well, basically kind of arpeggiating the D string and the G strings, which are open, and you can come up with any kind of patterns if you want to. You know, there is no particular pattern that he does. But as long as you keep changing the double stops at the right time and then including the other strings as well, you're going to be fine. So what we have here is... So what I do is I play the lower strings, the G, then I pick from the G string up, and then we move up to the A using the same double stop, so from here, getting to the A, and then again picking that, all the other strings as well. Alright, so here is a slightly different pattern because we stay on this chord for a little bit longer. Then we go to F, and here just fretting the low E on the 1st fret of the 6th string, and the 8 here is open. Okay, and then we include the G and the D strings as well. Like that. So we have. Then we go up to the G again, and we stay on this chord. And then halfway through, we play the double stop, and then we slide it up to the A and hit the A again, and then return back to the beginning of the riff. So one more time, the whole thing kind of slow goes like this. Now he does that for 3 times, and then 4th time he doesn't slide up to the A, so he just stays on the G here the last time before going back to the verse again. So structure-wise, it's pretty straightforward. After that, we go back to playing the verses again, the verse and the chorus. Then we go into the next section, which is going to go like this. Alright, so here what we have is this E minor 7 chord. So it looks like this. Now what we do here is we have the pinky on the B string on the 8th fret, and the figure goes like this. We hit the chord, then we lift the fingers up and use the dead strings. So it all goes in 16th notes, so it continuously going. But at the right time, you press on the strings to create the sound of the chord. Now we're going to be playing between the E7, E minor 7, and the other chord, which is E minor 9. And all we do is we simply shift the pinky here between the 7th and 8th frets. Okay, so we have. So basically, we hit the chord, then it's 2 muted strings. Then we move the pinky to the other chord. Again, hit the chord, playing 2 times the dead strings, and we do this in between the 8th and 7th frets. And we do it for a few times, and then we just play on the E minor 9 chord. All right, so it's. Okay, so that's the figure. You play between the 8th and 7th fret with the pinky, and then you stay just on the E minor 9 chord. Let the strings ring out and just play a few times, and that's the whole figure. All right, so one more time slowly. After that, we have. So here we have the same shape, we just move it down to the D, so we have D minor 7. We hit the chord, let it ring out, you can pick other strings as well in between. And then again you bring the pinky down to this time to the 5th fret, and again hit the chord, let it ring out. And then we move the same shape down 1 fret, so to C sharp minor 9, hitting it twice, and then we move down to the last chord, which is going to be B minor 9. So it's again the same shape, but you leave out the D string open, so we have that chord. Okay, so one more time, slowly, from the D minor 7 chord goes like this. And that's the middle section. Alright, so after that we go back to playing the intro riff again, and then we go into the verse, into the chorus, which are exactly the same parts as we did previously. After that we have another middle section which is played on the acoustic guitar, and actually there are a few guitars going on in this song, a few layers. So one is playing on the acoustic guitar, another is playing on the clean electric guitar. So we're just gonna do this for electric guitar, so one guitar, and it's on the clean sound, and it goes like this. Alright, so here we have 3 chords going on. The first one, first note is on the D string, 1st fret. Then we have G open. And then the B and the high E fretted on the 3rd fret. And we hit the chord. And then we randomly pick the strings. Then all we do is we simply shift to the 3rd fret of the D string, and the rest of the fingers and the G string are open, and the rest of the fingers are staying on the high E and the B strings. So we basically shift between the 1st fret and 3rd frets on the D string. Just follow the rhythm, and also, we do this for 2 times. Then the last chord is going to be G, and there is a little fill which is, so you hit the G chord, let it ring out, and then what we do with the highest strings, we have this part. So you're still fretting the high E on the 3rd fret, and then on the B we have, so it's open 2, 3, while fretting the whole chord. And then you hit the chord again, and then basically just repeating the figure again. Okay, so that's the whole figure played on the clean guitar. And again, like I said, if you listen to the studio version, there are a few layers. One is playing acoustic, the other is playing on a clean electric guitar, and I think this one is even done on a 3rd guitar, maybe. Last time we don't play the fill, just let it ring out. After playing the chords. Okay, so you just let that ring out, and then we go into the solo. Okay, so we're going to break up the solo into parts, licks and phrases, and the first one goes like this. So here we start off, it actually starts off on the offbeat, so just keep that in mind. So it goes 1 and we start bending up and down the A string on the 5th fret a few times. Then we quickly go down onto the low E, 5th fret, quickly bend up and bring it down, and then we have, so it's a gradual bend and release on the 3rd fret of the low E, and then add some wide vibrato, and then we have just a slide up and down on the lower string. So far we got this. Then the next part goes like this. So I'm going to stop right here. So here we have it's kind of an arpeggio, or E minor arpeggio. So it starts off with the slide into the 7th fret on the A string. Then we pick it again, and then it's also palm muted. Then we go to the 5th fret on a D, back to A string on the 7th fret, then onto the G, 4th fret, back to D string, 5th fret, then we have 7 on G, then we have we go back to the 4th fret on the G string, then we have 7 on B, 7 on G, and then we have a slide from 7 up to the 12th on B, and then we have the last note is going to be on the 12th fret of the G string. So far we got this slowly. And also, when you do these cascading notes, just add a little bends on some of the notes. Okay? Just to create that effect. So after we hit that G note on the 12th fret of the G string, then we have, so we slide up to the 14th fret and then down to the 11th fret. So it's a little bit longer. Then the next part is going to be, so as we stay on the 11th fret of the G string, we then slide into the 12th, and then we have, so it's a hammer on from 11 to 12, then we go up to the high E, so it goes 14, 12, 11, and then we go 15, 14, and there are slight pauses in between these notes, so we have, you know, kind of staccato, so many short notes playing on the high E string. And then we have a bend, kind of longer bend on the B string, 15th fret. And then after that we have, so that part, so after the long bend on the B string, 15th fret, we then have bend and release on the G string, 14th fret, and the same we do on the B, but on the 15th fret. Then we go back to G string again, 14th fret, and we do it twice. Alright, so 2 times without picking. Then we have, so it goes 15 on the B string, 15 on high E, 14, back to B string, 15, slide on the G string from 14 to 12, and then bend up the B string on the 15th fret again. Alright, so one more time. From the bends we have, and then we have a slide from 9th fret to 11 on the G string, add some vibrato, and then we have the last round, which is going to go like this. So it starts off on the G string, 9th fret, going 10 to 12. Then we go onto the B string, it's 10th fret. So we go 10, 12, 13, slides up to the 15. And then we go back down on the B string, it's going to be 13. Then we have 11, down to the 10th fret, and then we have, so it's a slides up to the 14th fret on the B string. Then we go 12, and then on the G we have 14 to 13. And we're going to stay on this note until the end of the solo, and then halfway through, there is a slight bend, half step up bend on that note. So half step up to the 14th fret. Okay, and that's how we end this solo. So one more time, this last run is going to be like this slowly. Alright, so now I'm going to play all of the parts of the solo, all of the licks together, back to back, slowly. So it goes like this. Alright, so after the solo we go back to playing the intro riff, which is exactly the same as we did in the beginning. So we play that riff, and then the very end is going to be just hitting the E major chord twice. And just let it ring out until it fades out. And that's how the song ends. Alright guys, so that was it for this lesson. Hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also comment, share, subscribe. Don't forget to visit GuitarForce.com for more guitar related stuff. In the meantime, I'll see you again. Take it easy, and as always, let the force be with you.